can't wait to bring spins.
A-star quizzes, A+ the final.
Vocals we align, we'll move it all
simultaneously over joints you rock.
We earn
30 years so you can say we got
3 turns.
Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men.
We install doubt in you and your yes men.
And if the game had veins, we'll insert
upheaval the ground.
Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about? Space out your mind.
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's
fool?
a close encounter of what kind?
Ready, set, stay back.
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about? Space out your mind.
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
Ready, set, stay back.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
It's lonely on top of the throne. I ain't a king, not a pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the world is my home and there's so many milkers. Bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it slow. I'm sturdy as hell as a vessel alone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs ain't hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not. The stereotypes, they do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone jobs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part, but them LeBron. Rings to the team, I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to do well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, Clarity. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice. Taking notice. Taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice.
Blow your mind.
Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go yo, then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello? That's the jag calling. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talking. Right? I ain't never coming back. The way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad. But I'm past that. But a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? My window. They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm
P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.
Sir, I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray-Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made a shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a boss it. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the gang, ain't no bombing. Make my mama stop.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tennessee Titans and the Denver Broncos. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
What? 180. Tackles.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, he breaks through.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week, opening drive. starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Yeah, he needs to start heeding their advice. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Let's go, D. Sponge. No.
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
You can't block me.
Out of the gun, Brissett. And Tate's got it. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay back.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Chris Godwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF Bull.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sliding out of the pocket. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw, Brissett. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
First down, Titans.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Check back, check back. Let's 57's left. Know your job. Deuce. Quick dance. Go.
From the gun, here's Brissett. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Juju Smith-Schuster, 91 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So from back deep in their own territory all the way into the end zone. You think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. To throw again on second down. Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
Let's go one more. Let's 57's right.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Hatch it. Watch the edge.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. Remember, Prater has hit from 64 earlier in his career. This one not quite as long, but good from distance nonetheless. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
We go tonight. Like 20.
56.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
On second and 15 now. Goff. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, it's 13-6. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Back to throw, Goff. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd and 7, Brissett. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They go play action here on first down. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Watch the safety cream.
This is Hines. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Set, ready. Pittsburgh. Here we go. Man left. Hey. Watch 30. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Shut up. Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. 57. Mike, 57. I got you, son. Check safety. Put it right.
A first down throw for Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap able to record his 5th sack of the season. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd and 9, Goff. This one into the hands of Burton.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Aaron Lynch able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Brissett. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken it around the 40. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Goff. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Goff, flush to his right. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he nearly got the 1st himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Well, the Broncos had 15 fourth down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. On fourth down, Goff flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
We got 6 all day.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead is swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Extra point good by Prater, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Off play action. Here's Goff. Forced out to his left. And this is incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Watch out, watch out.
On 2nd and 15 now. Brissett. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Eluding the pressure right. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T.
On 1st down, Hines. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Brissett sets to throw it. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 26. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now it's Hines. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Nyheim Hines with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. From the gun on third down. Gone. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go, let's go.
And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Gone. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Here's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
On first down, it's gone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down. With this deficit, he might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go. Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 2nd and 7, Brissett. And this is hauled in by Matthews. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
57. Mike, 57. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. 57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. Hey, tight.
3rd and short yardage, Brissett. And Tate's got it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I'm coming after you. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Push him back. Push him back.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
And the Titans 1st down.
Ready. Mike 57. Wait. Here we go again.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
I hope you brought your up. Check your street. Mike's 57. 57's Mike. Hey, they scared. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
On 2nd down, it's Hines. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Titans on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They run again with Hines. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10.
Check. Crunch.
A give running right is counter. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Check. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
On 2nd down now, it's Hines. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run forward with counter. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Prater's kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 18-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Going deep this time for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball.
And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 2.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked picked off at the 39. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First down, Tennessee.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Today's final score, Titans 37, Broncos 13.
Up it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the bus.